Hi, my name is Imani Peterkin. I am now 24 years old. The date is February 3rd, 2026. I almost said 2025. I am in my one of my happy places, Hope Gardens, and this is the week where Jamaica's having a cold front, and they're saying that we're expecting another one this weekend. I don't mind the cold though. I am actually enjoying the weather a bit. Where I grew up, it's a bit, I won't say a bit chilly. It's cool all year round for the most part. It's not Manchester, but it's cool for the most part. I did grow up in the hills. So that transition from being there to Kingston with a place at like 10 for your side. I don't even want to compare it to Portmore because I know that you guys out there will be like, oh my god, Portmore is hotter. I don't care. um, so that transition for me was quite something, you know. Interestingly enough, I don't mind. I don't mind the cold. I love the cold. See, I'm even outside without a sweater. The other day I wore a dress outside and people were like, yo, you're not cool. And I'm like, it is almost the perfect weather for me. It's almost the perfect weather. At least I get to be outside and walk up and down in the grass and not feel like sun burn off my skin, peel it off. I like to go on long walks, especially in the day. Can't really go at night. Can't really go at night, but especially in the days, it's really therapeutic for me. But I am here with my trusty journal. I got this specific journal for my birthday last year when I turned 24, and I said that I would keep the secrets of the universe in here. Secrets of the universe being my universe. And I feel like I have been focusing on having different journals where I keep different sectors or divisions of my mind. If you know me, you know that yes, I am a multifaceted individual, but in terms of my thoughts and my ramblings, it can go from here to there to yourself, come back around, get to the moral of the story, and still jump on some from 5 years ago. So it's a bit hard for me sometimes to stay focused on one thing or to see a thing through to completion because I'll have many interests that I want to pursue. I'll get so interested and then I get sidetracked and I move on to something else. So I try to keep those divisions just like how you would have different books in school for different subjects. You have your maths book, your English book, so on and so forth. I try to do that with my journals. So even when I had entered the Miss Universe Jamaica competition last year, I kept a journal just for that, and I feel like I also want to dive a bit into that journey with you guys. I'm not exactly sure when, but it is something that I would love to explore. My life's journey is just something that it's something that I live in the present, or I'm trying to embrace more of the present moment. I had this whole mantra I think like 2 years ago where it's like out of the mind into the body, where it was really a movement for me to be more present within myself because I realized that I keep myself trapped in this mental prison that I have built, and the only way out is through and through. So for me, it was through movement, constantly moving my body, that allowed me to be more present in the moment. Gym really helped me with that. And I know that people are like, oh, it's so simple, all you have to do is like drink more water and exercise, go to the gym, move your body more, and it really does help with your mental. It quite literally really does help with your mental. It's as simple as that. But the hard part is really remaining consistent with it. Consistency is something that I have had a teensy weeny, like a teensy, let's say we have been at odds, right? I used to view consistency as like boring or discipline, relating it with some form of struggle, relating it with authority, when really and truly I have come to the notation of discipline being an act of self love. Because for me to just remain consistent with a task, for me to just sit down and acknowledge why it is that I'm doing it in the first place, how is it that it will benefit me, the goals that I have, how will it benefit, my higher self or my higher self. It really is just an act of self-love. It's an act of becoming the person I want to become, the person that would feel more fulfilled in the birdies, that would feel more fulfilled in whatever life it is that I have decided to create for myself, because I actively create the life that I want every day, whether consciously or unconsciously. So not trying, but being more intentional and more conscious with my actions, my words, my thoughts, my emotions. So just knowing that my thoughts are really what feeds into my emotions, and my emotions a lot of the times do drive my actions. And I hate when people are like, oh, you're so emotional, or oh, just because you're more so of an emotional person means that you're not logical, or because you're more intuitive means that you're not logical. That's not at all how it works. It's two different ways of thinking, of being, and they both have their importance in this world, and they're both 100% completely valid. And it's someone's ability to use both depending on the situation, and those who are able to use both, I believe, are stronger, as opposed to many of the logical thinkers, in my experience, that I've come across. Many of the logical thinkers who would be like, oh, what you're saying doesn't make sense because it's not going by this specific way of thought that they have, this specific way of thought that they have trapped themselves in, or that they have limited themselves to, so to speak. Yeah, I do believe as humans, as creatures of light, as light bodies or beings, whatever you want to call yourself, I don't know, we are put here to explore, we create our own purpose. And for those of you around the world, including myself, who may have been, searching for a specific purpose in this life, we may not see the things around us that we feel like, oh, I don't fit in here, or oh, I'm not sure what I'm meant to do. I have recently been following my inner joy. Remember when you were a kid and you used to just explore the world before there were limitations placed on you, right? Before there were societal connotations that you just had to bend and twist, conform yourself towards. Do you remember what would light you up on the inside? Is it that you were just a really helpful person as a kid? Did you love to read and research and explore? Is it that you were always more of the nosy person? You were in all these clubs and you were just a social butterfly, and you were able to, connect different characters towards a shared goal. So I believe as humans, when we allow ourselves to explore freely without placing a set goal upon it, and that's why people need hobbies. People really and truly need hobbies, but without placing a set goal upon it, you allow yourself to create at your highest frequency. You allow yourself to really bring forth life that wasn't here before. And I truly feel like that is our purpose. That brings fulfillment, that fills our cup. But due to capitalism, so on and so forth. We believe that everything that we do, it has to be a competition, or it has to be for money, or oh, I can't do this particular thing that I know would bring me joy because care what, the bills have to be paid. Which, in all fairness, get the bag. I will never not influence someone on here not to get the bag, unless it's by illegal means. Even though we do have a lot of people within society that have gotten the bag by illegal means, then wash them money, turn it around, have these big corporations, and then block those means by any way necessary so that other people can't, get through. And then them say, oh, this is illegal, you can't do this, even though they were the ones who did it. But I know that we are focused upon. That's not what we're here to speak about. So, forgive me, I might have moments like this where I pause because I forget what I was speaking about. But I think that we were speaking about what brings us joy in this life. And one of the last jottings that I have up in my book, I haven't took this book up in like a month, but the last jotting that I have in this particular book, it's do things that would light up my inner child. You are safe in your body and your environment. The return of the squig. So I am sharing bits and pieces of my inner world with you guys. So for me, squig, I have a dear friend who would call me Squig. And maybe throughout this ranting, if you get to this point, you might realize why I would have been called Squig. Maybe because I was non-conformative, somewhat all over the place, free in expression. You never know where I would necessarily fully end up. And to this day, I don't necessarily know where I'm gonna fully end up in this life, but I'm embracing the journey. I'm really trying to embrace my creativity a bit more. I'm not sure what would have happened throughout this life that would cause me to label myself as like not a creative person, but I truly feel that I am. But these days I've been having a harder time expressing that creativity in a way that aligns with me. So I have been on a journey of coming back to myself, hence the return of the squig, where I allow myself to create, to be freely without any of the barriers or the boundaries that I would have previously placed on myself. Stepping out of stereotypical or societal norms that I would have placed upon myself, or that would have been placed upon me, to return to my truest self, my truest form, my truest self of being. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that has been quite a journey. And it's not just that, love and lights, yeah, me get up every day and do more. Are you sick? Well, that would be lovely. But in the type of world that we live in, yes, we have responsibilities that must be attended to, but I have slowly realized that if you do not take the time, well, not slowly, because it was we get a big boof job, not a physical job, but I would say a mental and a spiritual one, where if you do not take the time to tend to your physical being, to your emotional being, to your spiritual being, if you do not make time, if you don't take the time out to tend to those things, it really begins to show and slowly unravel you, or quickly unravel you, however your journey might be. But one thing that we should always know how to do, especially before we choose to expand and go on this journey, Um, Grounding. So for me, I love to come to a place like this. I really enjoy being in nature. And that's just my thing. It doesn't have to be the same for you. As humans, I do believe that we should be out grounding. Our body conducts a lot of electricity throughout the day. Different frequencies, energies pass through us, engage with us, and there should come a point where your body feels overwhelmed. I return that energy to earth. So I like to walk barefoot out in the grass. Even just being in nature, even if you're not a walk barefoot in the grass person, I would personally recommend it. You don't have to do it if you're not like that type of person. I would still recommend it though. Or just being out in nature, being out under the trees. I like to listen to the birds, the parakeets, the sparrows. I like to watch the morning doves walk past, and yeah, just look at the creations about, gain inspiration from them sometimes, or it's just an energy exchange. I talk to them, they talk to me. Yeah, so it's just like that. So I would recommend, before anyone, whether embarking on your spiritual journey, whether embarking on your creative journey, your journey to like a better mental or a more secure way of being, something that I would definitely recommend to you would be, find what grounds you, find your center, know how to return to that. And if it's a case where you can't be in a physical space where I am in nature, you're going to have to learn how to do that anywhere that you are. So when I was dealing more so with my anxiety, I was learning about self-soothing. So before, I probably used to just like, when I just started dealing with it and I didn't know what to do, because I would wake up in like the middle of the night with like these intense heart palpitations and I wouldn't know what to do. I would scream into a pillow, I would just like lash out. But the more I've always realized that, hey, my actions, my energy does influence the things, the people around me. We're all energy. There's gonna be some type of push and pull, some type of feedback. Your energy will influence the people around you. It's just a matter of, who has the stronger energy field. That's for another video. But I would like to say, learn how to self-soothe. So for me, little things like music really helps me. Being by the water. Being by the water, you can journal, you can speak to someone else, but although we're saying self-soothing. Self-soothing has to be things that you are doing one-on-one, on your own, that you are able to do anywhere. And if you guys want me to do another video about that, I can, but don't want this one to get too long, because we know how y'all are with the attention spans these days, unfortunately. So, but we can slowly build it up back. A little 20-minute video now, kill now, if it even gets to 20. It's at 19 now. But yes, that's what I would leave you with. I can probably come full circle to just like embracing yourself, but it's a journey. And if you guys want to come on this journey with me, I embrace you. And I look forward to, sharing more bits of myself, and for you guys to eventually share with me, if y'all are comfortable with that, because I know that the people who might gravitate to this might be a little bit shy. Might, similarly to myself, like introverted extroverts, like that. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, whatever it is that you may have been doing. Hopefully, you're hearing me. I really hope that you're hearing me. But yeah, have a great day.